the winners and podcasts by the losers. A long-time Los Angeles Cacophony veteran, the biographer of the Burning Man Festival, the author of 4 books, a regular guest on the Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck shows, the winner of the German Cross for Excellence in Profiteering. He is one of America's biggest defenders of both the free market and free parking. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Doherty.
Thank you so much for coming. We are here tonight to celebrate the fact that the Cacophony Society is now history. But it's important to remember what that history really meant. That the Cacophony Society has been a vital source of the precious endowment at the core of the American way. The reason that we fought the Indians for our independence. The God-given right closest to our hearts, and that is a job. Any kind of job. And not many people know this, but the Cacophony Society has been the greatest engine of economic growth in the United States for the past 20 years. It's true, it's true. Without Cacophony, hundreds of thousands of people, just like the authors of this book, John Locke, Harry Galbraith, and Kevin Evans, might be panhandling for change outside the Castro Theater right now. And by the way, if you do see them panhandling for change, do not give them any. It just encourages more culture jamming. This town does not need that shit. But you do need to understand Cacophony as the job-creating engine that it is. I mean, a lot of us just thought of it as something to do on a weekend, an excuse to get drunk and yell at strangers, a place to meet girls in costumes, and most important, a reason to feel smugly superior to everyone else. And all that is very, very important. But never forget that Cacophony, first, foremost, and last, has always been about money. People didn't see it because it was too obvious. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the way that Jesus Christ kicked the money changers out of the temple to protest rent control. Well, Cacophony has done even more than that for global capitalism. It's safe to say, thanks to our manufacturing decline, there would not even be an American economy today if not for the Cacophony Society. For example, when sales of Santa suits were plummeting precariously after the 1970s recession, threatening 600 American textile corporations, Cacophony saved the industry by inventing SantaCon, increasing demand for Santa suits to unheard of levels. The Santa industrial complex rides on the back of Cacophony. And the pillow industry. When American pillow industry was being crushed justly by far superior European comforters and bedspreads, Cacophony rose to the occasion, holding spontaneous pillow fights that somehow revived demand for those strangely brick-shaped American pillows. 232% growth in pillow-related jobs, and the Cacophony economic engine did not stop there. Government jobs also are very important to America's prosperity, and according to a 2011 report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the need for local governments to hire people to clean up after all you bastards with all your pillow fights, zombie attacks, Brides of March, and other Cacophony-related public messes has increased municipal employment by 32%. And real estate. We know real estate is vital to the American economy. Did you know that 50% of landlords' income over the last 50 years has gone to those giant industrial warehouse spaces where people pretend they're going to build really cool big art pieces? The landlords own otherwise utterly unrentable and highly condemnable properties. Thank you, Cacophony Society. And tourism. 48% of tourism in major American cities is now dedicated to secret underground urban exploration. The kind that you only know about if you know the right people, or have ever read a newspaper, or ever go online. Shh, don't tell anyone. But it's important, and you know, the key, the most important contribution of Cacophony to America has been to America's ANBT. That is, of course, our annual National Bar Tab. Even by conservative estimates, Americans have become a whopping 33% more drunk as a direct result of Cacophony events. Every single person in this room who has enjoyed a drink at their local bar has cacophoned into thank due to its popularization of endless costume pub crawls as an engine of cultural change. And advertising. Is there any way that the advertising industry could still attract America's best and brightest minds, if not for billboard alteration, giving it this continued aura of cool? $3 billion in advertising industry money, thanks entirely to the uncompensated work of impecunious pranksters. And you know, we know in this hectic digital age that more and more Americans don't have the time to be a maker or to do it ourselves. But we have our fellow cacophonists in China to thank, because we can depend on them to construct the crummy costumes, cheap RVs, and everything else we need to keep ourselves fed, housed, sheltered, and sparkly for our week at Burning Man, blessedly free of the encumbrances of commerce. And the Bay Area where you live right now. Cacophony, of course, is the only thing that's made this area livable for the past 25 years. So we're completely responsible for all of the explosions of digital commerce, from Yahoo in the 90s to Google to Facebook. Where would we be without all of these things? We'd still be stuck putting on Cacophony events. Screw that. Now buy a book so you too can learn how to create a satisfying, richer, better life outside the commercial nexus, and then sell tickets to it. Down the tickets, you can always write a book later about how everyone else really missed out on the coolest thing in the world. That creates dissatisfaction. That leads to consumption. That leads to economic growth. America wins, the economy wins, Cacophony wins. Remember, you may already be a member of the workforce. Thank you.